Everyone remembers the day their life changed. Mine began on the night we should have died. Rain hammered the valley like falling stones. Thunder shook the mountains, and cold wind howled through the forest. Inside a massive cave, 53 people huddled around a small fire. Mothers held their children close. Hunters gripped stone spears. Nobody spoke. Nobody moved. Outside, something was watching us. Every few minutes, a deep growl echoed through the darkness. The children trembled. Even the strongest hunters avoided looking toward the cave entrance. I stood closest to the opening. In my hands was a crude stone spear. Against an ordinary animal, it might have been enough. Against the thing outside, it felt useless. A flash of lightning illuminated the valley. For a single second, I saw two enormous eyes staring directly at me. My heart nearly stopped. The creature was huge, far larger than any wolf, far larger than any bear. It waited silently beyond the rain, patient, confident, as if it already knew we belonged to it. Behind me, a little girl tugged at my fur cloak. She looked up at me with frightened eyes, the same eyes I had seen countless times during the past 3 months. Eyes searching for protection, eyes expecting answers. The strange thing was that 3 months earlier, I had been just an ordinary student. Now 53 lives depended on me, and to understand how that happened, we need to go back to the beginning, back to the day I fell. The mountains were beautiful that morning. Snow covered the distant peaks. The air was cold but fresh. I remember feeling optimistic. Life seemed simple. My biggest concerns were exams, assignments, and future plans. Compared to what came later, those worries now seemed ridiculous. Clouds gathered over the mountains during the afternoon. At first, I ignored them. Mountain weather changed constantly. But these clouds were different. They moved too quickly. The sky darkened. The wind strengthened. Within minutes, a powerful storm swallowed the entire valley. Fog rolled over the slopes like a living thing. Visibility disappeared. I couldn't see more than a few meters ahead. I called out for help. No response. I shouted again. Only wind answered. I started moving carefully down the mountain. One step, then another. Suddenly my foot landed on empty air. For a brief moment, I felt weightless. My stomach dropped. The world tilted. Then I was falling. Everything became chaos. Snow, rock, sky, darkness. I crashed into something hard. Pain exploded through my body. Then everything went black. When I opened my eyes again, sunlight shone through the trees. At first, I thought I had survived. Then I sat up. Something felt wrong. The forest looked strange. The trees were larger. The air smelled cleaner. Wild, untouched. There were no roads, no buildings, no signs of civilization. I climbed a nearby hill and looked around. What I saw made no sense. A herd of giant deer-like creatures grazed near a river. Birds larger than eagles circled overhead. The entire valley looked ancient, like a world untouched by humanity. Then I noticed smoke, a thin column rising from the forest. Human smoke. Hope filled my chest. Someone was out there, someone who could help. I followed the smoke for nearly an hour. Eventually, I reached a rocky hillside. That's when I saw them. Humans, but not modern humans. They wore animal skins. Their weapons were made from stone and bone. Children ran barefoot through the mud. Women carried bundles of wood. Hunters sharpened primitive spears. For several minutes, I simply stared. My mind refused to accept what my eyes were seeing. It looked exactly like something from a history documentary. Suddenly, shouting erupted from the forest. The tribe panicked. Hunters grabbed weapons. Women rushed children toward the caves. Then I saw why. A hunting party emerged from the trees. They were running for their lives. Behind them came a giant wolf. The animal was enormous. Its shoulders reached a man's chest. Its jaws looked powerful enough to crush bone. One hunter stumbled. The wolf lunged. Without thinking, I grabbed a rock and sprinted forward. The hunter fell. The wolf prepared to kill him. I threw the rock with all my strength. The stone struck the beast directly in the eye. It howled in pain. The hunter rolled away. The wolf turned toward me. Suddenly, I realized I had become its new target. The creature charged. Every instinct screamed at me to run. Instead, I forced myself to stay calm. At the last second, I moved aside. The wolf slammed into a tree. The impact stunned it. The hunters seized their chance. Stone spears stabbed into its side. Again and again and again. The giant beast finally collapsed. Dead. Silence followed. Everyone stared at me. The hunters, the women, the children. Nobody understood where I came from. But they all knew one thing: without me, one of their own would have died. An old man stepped forward. His hair was white. His face carried the weight of countless winters. He touched his chest, then pointed toward the caves. An invitation. I hesitated. Alone, I would probably die. With them, I might survive. I accepted. That decision changed everything. The tribe contained 52 people before I arrived. Now there were 53, and every one of them was hungry. The first thing I noticed was the children. They were thin, too thin. Several looked sick. The adults weren't much better. Food was scarce. Winter was approaching, and the tribe was losing the battle against starvation. That night, I shared their meal: a small piece of roasted meat, a handful of berries, barely enough for a child. Certainly not enough for an entire day. Yet they considered it normal. As I sat beside the fire, watching the exhausted tribe eat, a frightening realization formed in my mind. If nothing changed, many of these people would be dead before winter ended. The next morning, I explored the valley. That's when I discovered the river. The water was crystal clear, and beneath the surface were hundreds of fish, maybe thousands. I couldn't believe it. The tribe was starving while an endless food supply swam less than a kilometer away. Then I understood. They didn't know how to catch them. The idea seemed almost funny. Back in my world, fishing was common. Here, it was impossible, at least for them. For me, it was an opportunity. In the moment I saw those fish, I knew exactly how I was going to save the tribe. I just needed a few vines and a little bit of patience.